The man who stole $65 billion from the world's richest, and the clues. The FBI ignored. For decades, he was untouchable, a respected financier, a Wall Street legend, a man trusted by billionaires, celebrities, charities, and some of the world's largest financial institutions. No one questioned him. Until one winter morning in December 2008, everything collapsed. Bernie Madoff wasn't just another investment manager. He was considered one of the architects of modern finance, a former chairman of NASDAQ, a man whose reputation seemed stronger than the banks themselves. People believed that if Bernie Madoff handled your money, your future was secure. Then the impossible happened. His investment empire wasn't worth billions. It wasn't even real. Behind decades of success, there were no extraordinary investments, no revolutionary strategy, only one of the largest financial frauds in human history, an illusion that swallowed approximately $65 billion in paper wealth. But perhaps the most disturbing part, the warning signs had existed for years. One financial analyst repeatedly told regulators that the numbers were impossible. He explained exactly how the fraud worked. He even provided mathematical proof. The reports reached government agencies. Yet, nothing happened. Why? How could the world's most sophisticated financial system fail to stop something hiding in plain sight? Tonight, we follow the clues they ignored. Bernie Madoff didn't begin his career as a criminal. That is what made him so convincing. He built a legitimate business. He helped modernize electronic stock trading. His firm became highly respected across Wall Street. His success appeared authentic because much of it actually was. His reputation grew for decades. He served multiple terms as chairman of NASDAQ. He sat beside regulators. He advised financial leaders. He became part of the establishment. When someone carries that level of credibility, people stop asking difficult questions. Then came the exclusive investment business. Not everyone was allowed in. Many wealthy clients were initially rejected. That made the opportunity feel even more valuable. Scarcity created desire. Madoff promised steady profits, month after month, year after year. Whether markets rose or crashed, his returns barely changed. The world's wealthiest families invested. Major charities invested. International banks invested. Trust spread through reputation, not verification. The secret strategy never existed. New investors funded older investors. Every monthly statement was fiction. As long as enough new money arrived, the illusion survived. Most people never looked behind the curtain. One man did. Harry Markopolos, a quantitative analyst who realized the returns were mathematically impossible. He documented everything and sent detailed reports to regulators, including the SEC. He expected a quick investigation. Instead, silence. Years passed. Nothing changed. He continued warning authorities while the fraud continued growing. Then 2008 arrived. The financial crisis spread across the world. Investors demanded their money back all at once. The illusion collapsed. On December 10, 2008, Bernie Madoff confessed to his sons that it was all one big lie. The next morning, they contacted federal authorities. Within hours, the FBI arrested him. Families lost retirement savings. Charities collapsed. Universities lost endowments. Thousands of lives changed forever. Bernie Madoff did not steal billions with violence. He stole them with trust. His fraud exposed failures not only in one man, but in the institutions responsible for protecting investors. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson. The biggest financial crimes often survive because people assume someone else has already checked the facts. History remembers Bernie Madoff as the man behind one of the largest investment frauds ever uncovered. But it should also remember everyone who had the opportunity to stop him and didn't. Because sometimes the most dangerous lie isn't the one that is told. It's the one no one is willing to question. But history should also remember everyone who had the chance to stop him and didn't. Because Bernie Madoff did not fool the world alone. He relied on something far more powerful than deception. He relied on reputation. Investors trusted his name. Banks trusted his status. Regulators trusted previous inspections. And each layer of trust made the next question less likely to be asked. It is a pattern that has repeated throughout history. When someone becomes too respected to be questioned, skepticism disappears. And once skepticism disappears, accountability usually follows. The Madoff scandal forced governments to reform financial oversight. The SEC faced intense criticism for ignoring repeated warnings. Internal investigations exposed missed opportunities, inadequate investigations, and a culture that often assumed large, respected firms were operating honestly. Billions of dollars were eventually recovered through years of legal action. Trustees tracked assets across the globe. Luxury homes were sold. Yachts were auctioned. Artwork, jewelry, and private collections were seized. Yet no amount of recovery could restore decades of lost security for thousands of victims. Many retirees were forced back to work. Families abandoned lifelong financial plans. Charitable organizations disappeared forever. The damage extended far beyond numbers on a balance sheet. It shattered confidence. Bernie Madoff spent the rest of his life in federal prison. In 2021, he died behind bars. But even his death could not close the chapter. Investigators, economists, and historians continue to study his scheme. Not because it was the most sophisticated fraud ever created, but because it was surprisingly simple. A lie repeated consistently, protected by prestige, and ignored by the very institutions designed to expose it. Perhaps that is the most unsettling lesson of all. The greatest financial crimes do not always hide in the shadows. Sometimes, they operate in broad daylight, surrounded by applause, protected by trust, hidden behind a reputation that no one dares to question. And that raises one final question. If Bernie Madoff could deceive some of the wealthiest and most experienced investors on Earth for decades, what warning signs are we ignoring today? For years, the world searched for a mastermind, a financial genius, a man with a secret formula no one else could understand. But in the end, there was never a secret, only trust placed in the wrong hands. Bernie Madoff didn't beat the financial system because he was smarter than everyone else. He beat it because too many people stopped asking questions. His victims weren't foolish. Many were experienced investors, successful business owners, financial professionals, people who believed that reputation was the same as proof. It wasn't. The collapse of Madoff's empire became more than the story of one criminal. It became a warning, a reminder that transparency matters more than promises, that evidence matters more than prestige, and that skepticism is not cynicism, it's protection. Today, new investment opportunities appear every single day. New technologies, new markets, new people promising extraordinary results with little or no risk. The names may change, the methods may evolve, but human nature rarely does. Greed, fear, hope, and blind trust remain the most valuable tools for every fraudster. Perhaps the greatest lesson Bernie Madoff left behind is this: if an investment seems impossible to question, that is exactly when it deserves the closest examination. Because history doesn't repeat itself through the same people. It repeats itself through the same mistakes. And somewhere, right now, Another illusion may already be taking shape. The only question is, will we recognize it before it's too late? Or will history repeat itself? Once again, thank you for watching.